because at the end of the day, they talked about Jesus Christ. So why don't I think y'all are not going to do me the same way?
Welcome back. Today we're doing a pretty focused deep dive. Actually, it's spurred by, a very unique Facebook post.
Yes.
We're looking closely at the flyer for Tiffany Henyard's Easter Fresh Produce and Food Box giveaway over in Thornton Township.
Right. And just for context, Tiffany Henyard, she's the, let's say, high-profile mayor of Dolton, Illinois. And she's also currently the supervisor for Thornton Township, although, that situation's about to change.
Yes.
Her time in these roles, well, it's been filled with a lot of public discussion, investigations, board votes getting a lot of attention, and frankly, quite a bit of community reaction.
Definitely. Her name pops up constantly regarding unconventional spending choices, maybe, public statements that really make you look twice, and a very strong focus on self-promotion.
Yeah, we've seen the accusations, misused funds, lawsuits flying around, those very public clashes with trustees.
And the mysterious private events, can't forget those. They always seem to stir things up.
Exactly, which leads us nicely to this flyer. It's quite something visually. You've got Henyard right there, big smile, wearing this incredibly bright yellow pantsuit.
Very bright.
And she's sort of emerging from this field of digital flowers. It's very vibrant. Then you have these pastel Easter graphics dotted around bunnies, eggs, kind of clip art style.
Right, like standard spring stuff.
But then, almost randomly placed, are these pictures of boxed food items and the headline holding it all together. She's still feeding the people.
Okay, the tagline, yes.
Yes.
Let's get into our, immediate thoughts on seeing this.
Yeah.
Because mine, and I wrote this down verbatim, Miss Henyard said, still feeding the people like she's Moses passing out rotisserie chickens in the wilderness.
Huh. Okay, yeah, I see that. It has that kind of grand pronouncement feel, but maybe a little misplaced.
Exactly. What hit you first?
For me, my first note literally was, this poster looks like a flyer for a low-budget gospel play at a community center. It has that energy.
Yes, there's an earnestness, but also maybe a slightly rough around the edges design quality.
That's a good way to put it. What else stood out visually for you?
Just a combination of things. That yellow pantsuit, the almost generic spring clip art, those food boxes just kind of floating there.
The floating meat boxes, yeah.
And that sort of soft, hazy Easter rainbow filter over everything. It's giving, and again, this is my thought, seasonal brochure meets political thirst trap.
Wow, okay. That's descriptive. It is trying to do a lot at once, isn't it?
Well,
wholesome community event and look at me political figure.
Totally. It creates this weird clash. You described it well earlier. That sort of...
the Garden of Eden meets Walmart weekly ad aesthetic.
Yes. That's it, exactly. It just makes you wonder, who is this actually for? What's the real message under all the layers of clip art and yellow fabric?
Is it about community support? Or is it more about, reinforcing the brand?
That's the core question, I think. And looking at this flyer, you can't help but let your mind wander to the actual event. If there were Easter eggs, for instance, what treasures might be inside?
Okay, all right. Speculation time. Given the unique vibe of the flyer, my first idea was maybe you crack open an egg and find a neatly folded receipt from Cooper's Hawk.
Oh, nice. Specific.
But with a little note scribbled in purple Sharpie, do not question.
That feels weirdly plausible in this context.
I like it. My thought, an egg containing a tiny rolled up warrant list, but printed entirely in Comic Sans, just for that extra touch of unsettling casualness.
Comic Sans. Perfect. Or, keeping it self-promotional, maybe a miniature flyer rolled up inside, announcing her next mysterious private event.
Naturally. Limited spots available. Must RSVP to a non-working email.
Of course. How about this? A tiny autographed glamour shot.
Of Henyard.
Yes, but styled as Harriet Tubman, but wearing a Fashion Nova cape.
That's a visual, a very specific, very 2024 visual. Maybe something simpler, like a glittery lapel pin that just says bamboozled in rhinestones.
Bamboozled. Nice.
Okay, my final guess, a bit out there, May. A sticker.
A sticker. Just a simple sticker with a QR code. You scan it and boom.
Takes you where?
To Mayor Henyard's surprise rap debut. The track. Feeding the People. Extended auto-tune remix.
It's funny, but honestly, thinking about this one flyer, this one image, It really does say a lot about the weird intersection of local politics, public image, community outreach.
And social media promotion, yeah.
Right. How visuals, even seemingly simple ones like an event flyer, get loaded with meaning, especially when there's already so much controversy and discussion swirling around.
It definitely gives you something to think about beyond just the Easter bunnies and the yellow pantsuit. It's a whole narrative packed into one graphic.
It really is. Food for thought, indeed.